We're the station that gets down to business.
The revolution starts now. You're about to enter the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. The Jake and Cliff Show is on. Showing you how real estate investing can make your dreams, your future, your financial freedom, your reality. And now, your hosts, Jake and Cliff.
And that's right, this is Jake. I am Jake, and Cliff is over there, and he's being quiet right now, which frankly suits me perfectly well. This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff, and we are back again as we always are on Saturdays at noon. And I want to let you just get certain things out of the way. First of all, the on-air number, if you want to call in, is 888-909-1050. If you have any questions, real estate questions or otherwise, don't ask us about baseball. That's another guy. He does that, and we don't know that much about that. And if you're calling us on another day, when it's being played as a podcast, the number is 800-396-1501, and don't ask any baseball questions. Boy,
this is a great show today.
Get off on that. I don't know, but we had an argument. In fact, I'm right where you're looking at Cliff. You think that we're remote locations. We're not. I actually just got finished, taking a few swings at him and stuff like that, because we're both passionate people, and we, discuss what we're going to do on the show. And I decided, I said to Cliff, I said, let's do something really relevant and pertinent for the hour. And Cliff said, no, let's talk about real estate. And I said, we can't get any listeners doing that. What are we supposed to do? What are you doing? You're tying my hands behind my back here. But anyway, it was his turn to do what he wanted to do, so he went out. So Cliff, what are we going to talk about today? We're actually going to do something that we don't do all that much. We, of course, talk about the fact that we're a movement. We talk about the financial revolution. Yes. We talk about fake training. We talk about that a lot. And we talk about proper training and what to do. But we don't actually give a lot of training on the show, and I think that that's where today's show is going. Isn't that right?
Yeah, basically, one of the things that I was thinking yesterday, because often I do that every once in a while as I think, and so it usually gets me in trouble.
I've told you, you have to stop that. You just have to cut that out. That's not your forte.
But one of the
By the way,
is,
for those of you who don't know what forte means, it's not a reference to Will Forte on Saturday Night Live. Forte is a musical term, and it means loud. It means no, no, it doesn't mean.
Well, who's on first?
Exactly.
Forte, third base.
Exactly. See, now the show is degrading, folks, and we're only a few minutes into it. We're now doing old Abbott.
Yeah.
But no, forte is a musical term. It means loud. And Cliff, I have been accused of being iconoclastic. And this is the point where you're supposed to say, the old Chevy Chase adage, Jake, people don't say that about you so far as you know.
That's right. They never say that to your face, Jake. They'll never say that to your face.
I have accused of being a little high-minded, a little up in the air,
highbrow,
a little highbrow.
Highbrow, yeah.
But
see, that's good because I'm so lowbrow that it kind of balances the scale.
Hard for me not to look down on people because I'm so high up. See, but I actually have kind of a peculiar sense of humor. When I was young, I had a shirt. I was a musician. I was a jazz musician.
Yeah.
And we talked about forte and what that means. And I had a T-shirt that I had made specially for me. It said, "I am a fermata. Hold me." Now, this is like...
Only people in music would understand that.
This is like that girl Allison Hannigan who used to talk about what happened in band camp.
Yeah.
Only musicians would understand that. Nobody thought it was funny. I
Right.
thought it was a laugh riot. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I thought it was the cleverest thing that I'd ever done. And
I've had some clever shirts too, but we can't talk about them on the air.
Oh, well, yeah, actually, your shirts are pretty good. You should wear them more often. You have one that says, I'm sorry for what I said before the coffee, or something.
Exactly. Now, the one that gets the biggest results is it just on the front of it says, "Someday this will all make sense."
Yeah.
And I bet, I can wear many, many, many different shirts. And that one, just wearing that one shirt, I'll get 5 or 6 comments a day. And, it's I don't know what it's touching in people, like what's going to make sense. Something is going to make sense. I don't get it. But, yeah, it's
well,
pretty
I think
funny.
what it is, I think it's the existential despair, the Emerson and Thoreau people live lives of quiet desperation, existential desperation that is calling out to them. And I think in
Right.
your own lowbrow fashion, you've tapped into something there, and
Yeah.
that's why people, continually do that.
Right.
They continually come up to you. What we ought to do is we ought to have a contest. I ought to resurrect my "I'm a Fermata Hold Me" T-shirt, and you ought to wear your "Someday This Will All Make Sense," and we ought to walk around for a day together, like down on the beach or something
and
like.
see what
who
happens.
gets the most. See who gets the most comments.
Yeah. So, anyways, we should get back to real estate, though.
Let's get back to real estate.
So, one of the things is Jake and I were talking about today before the show, and I want to touch on it a little bit because I know Jake is a very compassionate person, and he's the kind of person that is a very giving, caring type of person.
Oh my God.
Well, it's true. It's you really care about the people's struggle in life and how can you help them. And one of the ways that we help people is we try to teach strategies that work, strategies that have a path to success, and strategies that put you, the student investor, the intermediate investor, and even the expert investor in front of our needs in order to make you more successful, because that's our goal. If our credo was your success is our success, and by taking Jake's 30 years plus of doing legal work and my almost 30 years, geez, I'm starting to catch up to you, Jake.
You are catching up to me. The big 3-0.
I started in 1991, and so the experience that I've gained since 1991 affords us to deliver to you guys things, strategies, techniques, shortcuts, secrets. They're really not secrets to us. I mean, it's just things that you haven't heard yet. Right.
It's just like my example of when Columbus was at the court of Ferdinand and Isabel after he got back from the New World. He was all the rage. They had a dinner for him. And he challenged everybody to see if they could make an egg stand on end. Of course, nobody could do it because an egg naturally gravitates toward the liquid, gravitates towards the center. And after nobody could do it, he cracked the egg on its end, and it stood up perfectly.
Right.
And that's not hard.
Yeah.
That's just something that nobody's thought of. And once you see it done, there's probably nothing easier than to be able to do it yourself. And that's the adage that I always talk about with regard to these things that we teach. These are not rocket scientists. They may be things you've never thought of, but once you learn them, you can definitely do them.
Exactly. And that's what happens at our 2-day event, because I'm sure everybody has heard this before. We do a 2-day property tour and training event that was free. We're literally charging $97 now for the 2 days because of popular demand. We just can't put all those people in a room. and keep doing it because the rooms are starting to get too full.
Well, if I could just interrupt you for a minute, I think we have one coming up in LA about the middle of the month.
Yes.
I don't know whether you want to announce that. That might be a little too soon to do that. But we have another one coming up, and we'll be talking about that. And, exciting
next week
stuff.
We'll have all the information online.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
The web guys will have everything online probably in the next couple of days, and it'll have the information on where the new one is. In the meantime, we've got the last event that's up there. They just haven't changed it over yet, and once they do that, but the next event will be up there. But for right now, you can kind of get an idea of what the event is, what it's about. All you have to do is go to liveevents.com. I'm sorry, liverealestateevents.com. I forgot to put the real estate in there. And just the experience that we deliver at these events, and if you go there and you watch the audience, see, the joy is Jake and I get to watch you guys and how you react and how you respond to the knowledge that we deliver. And the amazement that I get out of it is everybody's mouths are like, a little bit open because they're like,
right.
oh my God,
That's
I didn't know. This was, he just showed me how to value the property so simply. Now I know how to structure it to offer it as a wholesale deal. So I want to talk today, later on in the show, on how to value a property because, again, I went on Facebook and I go into all the wholesale groups, the Facebook groups, actual groups where a lot of people get together and they talk about the same thing.
Right.
There's a lot of real estate wholesaling groups online. And time after time after time, and in the beginning, Jake, it was comical. It was like, oh my God, look at this person that is trying to sell a house that's worth $189 that needs $1,000 worth of repairs. Which
right.
I can't even buy a house and not do anything and spend $1,000 on repairs.
Right.
And in other words, it's going to cost more than what they're anticipating in the repairs. And it's like a $189 house, and they're wholesaling it to you for $159.9 plus their $20,000 wholesale fee. And you see, that just doesn't work.
And we have people who come into our events with deals like that all the time.
Yes.
And they're no fly-em type deals. They're no fly zone type deals.
Yeah.
You don't want to do a deal like that,
But
Jay, but these are the deals that people are doing. It reminds me of the Clark County auction. Remember when we talked about all the properties on that, and you clued me in as to what was actually going on that? That's a whole other show. I don't want to get too far afield, but getting
Jay,
back to what you were saying.
When these people bring these deals in, and they think they're great deals, and they show them to us in the beginning, and then after sitting through our event for 2 days, they're like, geez, Cliff, you really opened our eyes. Jake, you really made us understand, that what we were doing just doesn't work. And Jake, I'm here to tell you and tell everybody listening today that 99% of the people out there don't know what they're doing.
No.
And that's why our events are so great, is because we show people every minute detail on how to structure a possible investment deal that they can buy, fix and sell and make a profit, or the big thing that everybody wants to do is they want to buy the house and sell it to another investor so they can make fast money because they don't want to do the repairs. They just want to go out and find the really good deals for the people who want to buy them. And that's exactly everything that we deliver. Literally, you could walk out after the 2 days and go out and do what you've been dreaming of doing. And that's where our motto,
literally.
Yeah, that's where our credo comes from, which is your success is our success. And, for many, many years, as I was in the seminar business, that's why I was in the seminar business.
Well, and I don't want to get too far afield here, but can I just interrupt
for
a moment? How are we doing?
We got a minute. We got a minute till break.
I want to talk about the most fundamental thing that you can do that people are not doing, because it never fails to crack me up.
Right.
And we'll talk about that. We won't talk about that right now, but we'll talk about when we get it back after the break. And so this is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff, and we will be right back after these messages.
All right.
You're listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. To start your own personal financial revolution, call 1-800-396-1501 or visit realestateexpertonline.com. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
Hey Fred, Linda told me you went to one of those real estate seminars.
Yeah, what a downer. It was nothing but a 3-day sales pitch to sell more overpriced training. Plus, the 3-day training they did was so vague. It was a waste of time.
Linda and I almost did that too, but we got lucky and found Cliff Gager first. Did you and Crystal check out Cliff's realestateexpertonline.com website?
Yeah, we did. Cliff really put together a complete program. realestateexpertonline.com gave us all the missing pieces we've been searching for.
Yeah, the gurus only want to sell you expensive coaching programs. Crazy.
I know, right? We almost handed over $40,000 to those so-called real estate gurus.
Not only did realestateexpertonline.com save Linda and I $40,000, it also helped us start flipping houses and making profits quickly.
Hi, I'm Cliff Gager, and you can start your own personal financial revolution today with realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. Your personal financial revolution for financial independence continues.
Well, that's right, and we are back. I'm Jake, and he's Cliff. This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show on 1050 on the AM dial, 102.3 and 106.5, I believe, on the FM dial, and we are live here in the studio. And we're talking, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because Cliff and I talk about what we're going to say on the show before we say it, and then after I roundly reject everything that he wants to say, we go ahead and do what I want to do. But no. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about to get going on what we thought we decided the topic was going to be was the fact that people get hung up, and this, Cliff, in my mind, this speaks to the problem of the training methods that are out there.
Yeah.
People don't even know how to submit an offer. They don't know how to submit an offer. They don't know how to evaluate the property.
Right.
I mean, this is critical stuff.
Well,
You've got to know how much the property costs. You've got to know how much you're going to make on the property before you buy it. It's just like you always say, you make your money when you buy. If you have a skewed view of what the property actually is worth, that's going to be a problem.
Well, and you know,
people come to us with these crazy offers. But the other thing is that people literally don't know how to submit an offer. They get afraid and they don't do it. And that's the thing that I wanted to just briefly mention, and you can go ahead and take it from there. But I mean, nothing happens until you submit the offer. If you don't submit the offer, you're not going anywhere, friend.
Well, you know, and you know, Jake was not joking when he says we had this argument before the and trust me, having an argument with somebody that's in the legal profession is kind of hard. It's because, you know, they're trained experts in arguing. So, but the thing is, you know, I hate to bash.
My dad once said to me in the car, he said, in those days I wasn't Jake, but he said, we'll pretend I was Jake. He said,
yeah.
Jake. He said, Jake, if I said the sky was red, you would say it was green just to argue with me.
Just to argue. Yeah, you're pretty good at that. But you know what? It's great because if you always agree with somebody, Jake, you never grow. And that's what I see with the seminar business. My problem is I don't want to complain or sound like I'm whining about, you know, how the other guys suck. And we
want to balance the message. We definitely do.
Yeah.
We don't want to say the other guy sucks all the time.
But, Jake, here's the problem. Time after time after time, we see people come to us desolate, broke, destroyed, financially ruined.
Anxious, frightened.
And they went and paid all this money, and they sit through our 2-day event, and they say, you know what? We just learned everything we need to know in 2 days with you than we learned in weeks of coaching and private mentoring and all of this stuff that we paid $40, $50, $60, $80,000, Jake. We just talked to somebody that recently spent $80,000 and they haven't they haven't done the one thing that you were the thing that you were talking about right before the break was this one thing that nobody ever does. And this person spent $80,000 and never did what?
Never submitted an offer.
Never.
We had one of our students.
One offer.
We had one of our students at the. I'm sorry. I know I'm stepping on you, but you're so right. I mean, you couldn't be more right. It's so easy to do this, and we have people. We had one of our students. I won't say who they are. Great people, just great people, and they came to our event in Bakersfield. They sat through the whole day, and then they came to us with what I would say 3 deals,
right?
And they were stepping around, doing the most simple and direct thing that they could have done, which was submitting an offer. They were they're basically development deals. They were long-term things. They weren't calculated to make them any money in the short term. And I mean, development deals are fine, but I sat and I looked at that and I said, God, why aren't you just out there submitting offers on properties? Why aren't you doing that? And there was, and I know, because I could see it in her face, I know it was because of fear. It was fear.
Yeah.
It was abject fear. Why? Because they don't know how. Because when they go ahead and they submit an offer, get shot down, and they come back to us and they say, well, they shot it down. And Cliff, you say, you know, that doesn't matter. You just got to keep going. You've got to keep plugging away. And they just become deflated and they become frightened. And, of course, that plays into the whole idea of really why you don't need a training program. You need a coach. You need a mentor. You need
Jake,
someone who can be there for you all the time.
Everybody, nobody understands why when I say you just got to put offers in, you got to put offers in. I go back to probably when I was 9 or 10 years old at the skating rink, and they used to do this thing where all the girls would line up on the one side of the skating rink, and all the boys would be on the other side of the skating rink, and then you had to skate all the way over to the other side and ask a girl if she would skate with you.
Oh, I remember that. That sucked.
But I mean, think about the pressure on a young little boy.
Oh yeah.
And the anticipation of all the little girls over there. You know, this was 30 years ago or more.
But I mean, there's not
40 years ago.
I need to interrupt at this point because there's an actual medical problem there. That I mean, you know that I know as well that girls at that age have cooties.
Oh well, of course they have cooties. But the point is
you're creating that. You're walking into a medical situation there.
Yeah.
Well,
no, that's not the point I was trying to make.
Can you imagine the ambulance coming, the guy's lying on the floor, and everybody says, "What happened to him?" Oh, he went to a girl. She had cooties.
Yeah, but then they have a cootie shot. No, but think of it. You're going across there. You're doing something extremely fearful for a little kid at that point in their life.
Yeah.
Of going all the way across the skating rink. They get over there.
That's
and then they have to ask the girl,
right.
Will you skate with me? And then, of course, the girl can't stand you and says, no, I don't want to skate with you. And then you have to do that or the skate of shame where you have to go all the way back across and everybody sees you. That's where I learned that if I stayed there on the wall and I never skated across and asked a girl to skate, whether I was going to get rejected or not, if I stayed on that wall, I would never skate with anybody. And that was the goal, was to, hold hands and skate together. Yay, that's great, the 10-year-old love thing, And what I realized very early in life was if you want to skate with somebody on the other side, you got to skate to the other side. You got to make the offer. It's the same thing. You've got to go across, present yourself in all of your innocence that you can, and say, will you skate with me? I want to skate with you, or whatever. I got to the point where I was like, hey, come on, let's go. Let's have fun. And they were like, okay. And I learned that in my dating was the same thing. Is if you if you go to a nightclub and you want to dance with somebody and you're standing there leaning, actually holding up the wall, because all those guys standing around the dance floor are holding up the building.
That's
because they're holding up the walls, and they never dance with anybody because they have that fear of, I don't want to go get rejected. Rejection is the best thing for you because it builds character, it builds confidence, and it also shows you that you're doing something. Wait a minute, Jake, you're doing something. If you're not getting no's, you're not making offers. And if you're not getting no's, you're offering the wrong thing.
Well, and that's a hard transition for people to make. But Cliff, the thing that got me about this situation is that this person didn't do these things. She walked around the most obvious thing that it was to do. And you know what? When I saw that woman that night, she was afraid.
Yeah.
So not doing what we told her to do did not take away her fear.
Right.
She was still as afraid, maybe more so, because she expressed it to us perhaps for the first time, and there were actually other people in the room, and she did it in front of them, which probably means she was more desperate. All of this could have been taken away if you just submit the offer.
But Jake, what we do is we identify the fear. They don't know they're afraid. They don't know what that fear is. And we do because we see it. We smell it. We know that that's something that we've experienced and that we've overcome. And we could get up there and say, hey, don't do this all the time. And people never really get it. And that's why, Jake, I hate to say it, our coaching works so well because we bring out the causes of them not moving forward. And then we identify them and help them overcome it.
And you don't get this from a training program.
You
don't
get
this from black and white pages that give you certain information, but don't give you the flexibility to deal with a real life situation that comes up after the guys have gotten on the train or the plane or the car or wherever it is and gone to the next spot. And you're not allowed to talk to them anyway, and you don't have any way to contact them anyway, and the only way you can get to them is to buy another $40,000 program.
Exactly.
And that's not the way to go. That's the old model. That doesn't work. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that causes people to be in fear. It causes them to become to despair and to become discouraged. And that's why our model is, I think, I humbly say, our model is really the way to go. Our model is the wave of the future. It's the wave of now.
Yeah.
Because you have a coach, you have a mentor, you have people who have done this, you have people who give you their numbers, they're willing to talk to you, they're willing to be available for you, and they will help you through simple things which may be hard because you haven't done yet. And it's almost like kind of like a primal scream seminar in a way. Real estate, they used to, back in the 70s, the 80s, they had these primal scream seminars where people got to the core of their being, and that there was fear there, and they would yell out and they would call out, and that was called the primal scream. But boy, when this person came in on Saturday night, I saw it. I mean, they were afraid. And they were afraid, and they were so afraid. Let's talk about
that after the break, because we're up on a break now. So we will be right back after these messages. Come back. We're going to give you some insight on how to do this.
All right, excellent.
You're listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. To start your own personal financial revolution, call 1-800-396-1501 or visit realestateexpertonline.com. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
Hey Fred, Linda told me you went to one of those real estate seminars. Yeah, what a downer. It was nothing but a 3-day sales pitch to sell more overpriced training. Plus the 3-day training they did was so vague. It was a waste of time. Linda and I almost did that too, but we got lucky and found Cliff Gager first. Did you and Crystal check out Cliff's realestateexpertonline.com website? Yeah, we did. Cliff really put together a complete program. realestateexpertonline.com gave us all the missing pieces we've been searching for. Yeah, the gurus only want to sell you expensive coaching programs. Crazy. I know, right? We almost handed over $40,000 to those so-called real estate gurus. Not only did realestateexpertonline.com save Linda and I $40,000, it also helped us start flipping houses and making profits quickly.
Hi, I'm Cliff Gager, and you can start your own personal financial revolution today with realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. Your personal financial revolution for financial independence continues.
All right, we're back. It is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. And the on-air number, if anybody wants to call in, at 888-909-1050. And we are back, and we have been talking about the last segment. We talked about submitting the offer, which continues to be a really kind of important thing. And people don't realize that. And we do spend a lot of time on this show. I think we spend an inordinate amount of time. I still think it's important. I don't think it's a waste of time. We spend a lot of time talking about the very first part, which is submitting the offer, and what a bar that is. And that's really where the rubber meets the road, Cliff, in my opinion.
It's the first step.
And the old training methods, the old model, fails.
Right, it does.
Because if people are so terrified that they can't submit an offer because all of the things, and I mean, the fear on her face, was, I mean, I get it. I mean, I really got it,
But Jake, you got to understand, they teach you to fail. They literally. She
brought several methodologies to us that had nothing to do with submitting an offer. And she did it because she's afraid to submit an offer.
No, that's part of it. The other part of it is the unknown opportunity of wealth is beat into their brains in certain training programs to give them what, and I hate this term, I really do, pie in the sky ambition.
They focus on the dream and not the reality, and when it comes to the work, there's a disconnect.
Yes,
because all they're really doing is selling them the dream.
But Jake, if you're selling the dream and you can't give them the connection,
can't deliver,
then you have to sell them more stuff.
Right.
And if you have to get somebody in your room and you charge them $40,000, and then they come back to you and say, oh my God, this isn't working, I can't get started. It's real easy after you convince them to do that to say, oh, well, that's because you need this other coaching program.
That's the old model.
And I say I used to work in this business for many years. One of the reasons why they don't want me in that business is because I teach too well. And it took me many, many years to figure out why I didn't continue on when the companies start making huge money. I realized it as I looked back and thought, oh, okay, well, and then actually one of them actually told me, we can't sell products after your class. You got to dumb it down. And that's not my game. That's not why I'm here. That's not my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to teach you how you can do what this 9th grade dropout did and make millions of dollars. I can't guarantee that you're going to make millions of dollars, but if you go out there and do what I did, you could do the same thing. It's not rocket science.
That's not what the personal financial revolution is about anyway. I mean, if you could put an extra $500 a month in your pocket, that might be your personal financial revolution. And so, I mean, it's not about making $1 million. It's not about, playing blackjack in the Caymans, or it's not about any of those James Bond good life type things. It can be. It definitely can be. But you can go by degrees, and $500 in your pocket each month, or $5,000, and it turns into $5,000, can turn into 10, can turn into 20. That's how it happens. That's the realistic model. You're always going to get windfalls. You're always going to get times when you're going to fall into a great deal and it's going to work for you. But a lot of times you're just going to get run-of-the-mill deals that put $5,000, $10,000 in your pocket, and that's great. And that's the personal financial revolution. And
if you do 10 of those a month, I mean, that's you can do 10 of those a month. But if you just did 10 a year, that you made $5,000. I'm not really good at math, but I think that's $50,000. It's not bad.
No, that's really good.
50 grand, you could literally pay your mortgage for the year, your electric for the year, your phone for the year, your car payment for a year, your insurance for a year. I mean, that would leave you with the money that you make on your job to do whatever you want with it. And that's the financial revolution. Yes, that's the revolution.
Exactly right. That's a personal financial revolution. Yep. And we're not saying that you can't get there, because you definitely can, and we get
everybody can.
We show you how to do it.
I don't think there's anybody out there that can't do this. I really don't. I mean, we make it so darn simple, Jake. All you got to do is follow the instructions, and we give you all the instructions to do it. Anyways,
and not only that, we don't run off and are not available after the show leaves town.
Exactly. Exactly.
You call us on Monday. People come to our shows, our events, and they actually talk to us afterwards, and we're there.
Yeah.
We don't hustle off the stage. We're not separate. We're in rooms. We're not on stages where we can quickly duck backstage and get into our streamlined limousine and fly off to our airport and get on our private jet, which is what those guys do.
Yeah.
And so we're there. We're there to teach you. We're there on the ground to help you.
Yeah.
So
anyways, going back to what you said is putting in the offer. A lot of people don't want to put in an offer because they don't know the numbers. So when you come to our event, one of the very first and most important things that we do is we teach you the math. We teach you, what is a house worth? And 99% of the people out there are doing it wrong. I'm telling you, just from my observations, when you try to price a $200,000 house for $240 because you're going to put a different floor in and a different countertop in, you're wrong. And I'll tell you right now, you're point blank wrong because you've been taught wrong. If you think that's what makes the value increase on the property, you're wrong. And it makes it more desirable. It doesn't make it more valuable. And when you get to a point where you go out and you look at a house and you know exactly what it's going to cost you to fix it, exactly what you need to pay for it, and exactly what you will sell it for and what your profits are going to be, if you don't know that, Jake, as soon as you put that offer in, you're going to fail. If you don't know that up front, you're going to fail. So if you're going out there and you're putting in offers that are going to fail, I mean, you're building failure into the deal. So we cover that. We cover that whole structure of how to put that together so that you know exactly what the numbers are without a doubt. What's the word?
And just to use an example, let's go back to the deal that you were talking about at the beginning of the show.
Sure.
Remind me of what that was. It was a $180,000. The house was actually worth about $180,000.
Yep.
They were selling it for $159,000 plus their $20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it only needed $1,000 worth of
That's
repair.
an excellent example.
It's on Facebook right now. Someone trying to wholesale that. Never happened. That thing will never happen.
That's like that old joke I like to tell about the grocer who said, I lose money on every deal, but I make it up in volume.
Yes,
if you are doing deals like that, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. Wait
till you hear what I tell them after the break. It's going to be exciting.
All right, very good. This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff on KCAA, and we will be right back.
You're listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. To start your own personal financial revolution, call 1-800-396-1501 or visit realestateexpertonline.com. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
Hey Fred, Linda told me you went to one of those real estate seminars. Yeah, what a downer. It was nothing but a 3-day sales pitch to sell more overpriced training. Plus the 3-day training they did was so vague. It was a waste of time. Linda and I almost did that too, but we got lucky and found Cliff Gager first. Did you and Crystal check out Cliff's realestateexpertonline.com website? Yeah, we did. Cliff really put together a complete program. realestateexpertonline.com gave us all the missing pieces we've been searching for. Yeah, the gurus only want to sell you expensive coaching programs. Crazy. I know, right? We almost handed over $40,000 to those so-called real estate gurus. Not only did realestateexpertonline.com save Linda and I $40,000, it also helped us start flipping houses and making profits quickly.
Hi, I'm Cliff Gager, and you can start your own personal financial revolution today with realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. Your personal financial revolution for financial independence continues.
All right, and we are back. Jake and Cliff, Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show, and I believe this is the final segment. We need our engineer Joe in the booth to tell us, but I'm looking at the clock on the wall.
Yeah,
I think we're in the final segment here, and
great.
Joe has confirmed to us that this is the final segment. So, Cliff, we find ourselves in this situation partly because it's not a 2-hour show, it's just a 1-hour show. But we're talking about something that's incredibly important and that we continue to see in our events. And actually, there are really two things. Number one is the proper valuation of the property that you're
knowing
thinking
the math,
of buying.
the numbers.
Knowing the math. And number two is having the courage to submit the offer. And to sum up what we're talking about, we're basically talking about this as a paradigm for the failure of the old event model, the old way of teaching real estate, because you need to have a coach. You need to have somebody there who, when you fail, he's in Bakersfield. You can drive up to Bakersfield. Actually, they didn't need to do that. They just could have called us. But you can come up, you can sit down, and that person will be there for you.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Which is not what happens in those
not at all.
$40,000 and $80,000 and $35,000 bus tours. That's not what happens. It doesn't happen. Yeah. It's just I was separate you from your money.
There was a lot of times where I sat at the dining room table of these people with their family, and if I can't call them, how is somebody out there in the world that they don't, that's going to be a negative situation. I'm calling them for a positive situation. They're going to get called and they're going to say, hey, your system doesn't work. Your program doesn't work. I'm failing. How do I do that? They're not going to answer that phone call ever. But that's not what they portray, Jake. They portray the ability to do this as a coach, as a hand holder, and I have not seen anybody that does that. I've heard of maybe a few, but it's very rare, and you got to spend a lot of money. So come to our free event. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. Watch over the next couple days. You're going to see the event page on there is going to change for the new event that's coming up. We have not obtained the actual location yet, so we will have that probably Monday or Tuesday. Once we have the location set, we will go ahead and we will do the marketing for that and give you the information of where to go. But for now, go to realestateexpertonline.com, go to the events page, and go ahead and sign up right now, because anybody that signs up today or tomorrow or the next day before we even have the right location, it's going to be in Los Angeles. It's going to be near downtown LA, Santa Monica, the Beverly Hills area. So we're going to show you how to do this right there. Whether you have money or you don't have money, if you have good credit or bad credit, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And anybody out there that tells you that it does matter has absolutely no clue what they're doing. And I can say that with broad confidence, that if you don't know how to structure these deals, you're never going to be able to, and therefore you'll tell people you can't. So come see the event. Come spend 2 days, $97, Jake, $97 for 2 days of the best information that you'll ever get, as far as going to see somebody about real estate and learn something. It's the most valuable thing that you could spend your weekend doing, and it's 2 days. I mean, it's like, there's people out there doing 1 day for $200. We're doing 2 days for $100, $97. And the reason for that is you've got to make a commitment. If you want to do this real estate business, you've got to make a commitment. You've got to skate across the rink, and you've got to ask, will you skate with me? You've got to, in regards to the real estate, you've got to go get the information that you need. You got to put your shoes on, your skates on, lace them up. That's what we do. We give you the skates, we give you the lacing, we tell you how to skate, and then it's up to you to skate across the rink and make that offer. When we teach you how to make the offer with real estate, we show you the numbers, the math, the logical outcomes of what's going to happen, and everything involved in getting the deal put together so they can do what, Jake? Create
so
their
that they
own,
can have their own financial revolution, their own
and
personal financial revolution that can start at $100, $500 a month, maybe $5,000 a month, and you just go from there.
Exactly. And realestateexpertonline.com is where you want to go. The show's getting ready to end, so please come back next week and listen to the show. If you have any questions, we'll give you the numbers to call in. But go to realestateexpertonline.com right now. Sign up for our next event. It's in Bakersfield on the online thing, but it will be changing once we have the venue, which will be in the next day or two. Fill that out. Come to LA. Come learn this strategy. Put deals together. Change your future by putting deals together. Jake, take us out.
All right. It's been the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. We're doing some exciting things, you guys. Come see us. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. The real estate investing revolution has only just begun. Want more information on your own personal revolution? Go to realestateexpertonline.com or call 1-800-396-1501. The owners of the show, this station, or any of its affiliates want you to know that real estate investing is risky. You could lose your entire investment. Topics and opinions expressed in the show are for informational and entertainment purposes, not professional advice or even factual reporting. The owners disclaim any responsibility to supplement, correct, or modify the content of any broadcast. Nothing in this content shall be construed to create an agreement with this disclaimer, encourage evasion or disobedience to any law, or constitute a submission to jurisdiction in any state or country. Persons or entities referred to are entirely fictional. No reference to an actual person or entity is intended, but is entirely coincidental.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
KCAA. Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Tom Brady talks. I'm Jeff Biggs, and a big day today in Foxborough. Tom Brady faced the media for the first time since the start of training camp, getting ready for his 19th